Fall in. Volume 9 of this file logged the night the blockade stopped talking and started shooting. 2 weeks later, the guns have not stopped, and tonight we do the thing this file exists to do: hold a campaign against the objective it was sold on. Not against its critics, not against its ambitions, against its own stated mission. Because when a government tells you exactly what an operation is for, soldier, it has handed you the measuring tape. The claim, exactly as spoken. Speaking in Manila on July 23rd, Secretary of State Marco Rubio described the campaign's effect on Iran in 6 words: "They're already paying a price every single night." Now, that sentence may well be true about Iran. Ordnance lands, things burn, and a nation absorbs that. But the campaign was not sold to you as a nightly scoreboard against Tehran. It was sold as protection for commercial shipping. So the honest question is not whether Iran is paying, it is whether the shipping is protected. So we go to the water and we count. Lloyd's List Intelligence tracks vessel movements for a living, and their tally at the Strait of Hormuz reads like a retreat. 3 weeks ago, 109 tanker transits. 2 weeks ago, 85. This past week, July 13th to 19th, 39. Look at the chart, soldier. That is not a dip, that is not seasonal, and it is not noise. That is the traffic this campaign exists to protect, leaving. And the shape of the collapse matters as much as the size. Strip out Iranian-linked vessels and the remaining traffic falls harder still. 25 transits, down from 108. Inbound ships, the ones sailing into the Gulf to load, from 43 down to 8. And the very large crude carriers, the giants that move the world's oil in quantity rather than symbolically, from 35 movements down to 9. Against this point last year, total traffic is off roughly 90%. The big ships went first, soldier. They always do. Now the number that tells you what those crews actually believe. Of the tankers still running the strait, nearly 70% are sailing dark. Transponders switched off, electronically invisible. The week before, that was 55%. The week before that, 42%. Understand what going dark means at sea, soldier. A captain is choosing to give up his collision avoidance beacon, his insurance standing, and every safety system that depends on other ships knowing where he is, because he has judged that being seen is more dangerous than being invisible. That is not a fleet under protection. That is a fleet in hiding. The fair reading, at full weight, because this file does not do cheap shots. Iran is absorbing real losses. The Secretary's sentence about a nightly price is very likely accurate on its own terms. Degrading a military capability is a long game, and it is entirely possible these strikes are dismantling something that would otherwise sink ships for years. That case deserves a hearing. And the interdictions have not stopped either. Iran's Revolutionary Guards say that in the 24 hours to July 25th, they stopped 4 ships attempting the strait, fired warning shots, and turned them around. All of that is entered. None of it moves the number the campaign promised to move. The bill, meanwhile, is being read off a roadside sign. The national average for regular gasoline hit $4.09 on July 23rd, up 15 cents in a single week, and 94 cents against a year ago, with AAA pointing directly at volatility along the Strait of Hormuz. That is the war premium, and it does not care about press conferences. Every week, the transits fall and the dark fleet grows, that number climbs, and it is collected at every pump in America. And spare a thought for the men and women actually out there, because they are the ones running the experiment. 7 in 10 of them are threading the world's most contested waterway with their beacons off, in the dark, hoping the ship they cannot see is not on the same heading. They are not doing that because they feel protected. They are doing it because the alternative, be invisible in that strait tonight, is worse. Whatever the podium says the campaign is achieving, soldier, those crews have already filed their assessment. They filed it by switching off the transponder. The honest after-action, then. The claim that Iran is paying a nightly price may stand on its own. The claim this file tests is the one the campaign was sold on, and that one is measurable. 109 transits, then 85, then 39, with 7 in 10 running invisible, and the pump at 409. 14 nights in, the shipping is not protected. It is hiding. If the transits climb and the lights come back on, Volume 12 files that first, gladly. Until then, the rule stands. Count the ships and count how many want to be seen. That's the after action. Dismissed. I'm Mark, and this is Pixel Politics.